So welcome to the Prayer, Profit, and Purpose podcast. I'm your host, Talisha Shanice, also known as Coach T. Y'all know I love y'all the way y'all love me. Now, this is a space where faith meets strategy, purpose meets execution, and prayer meets real life actions. Here we have honest conversations about healing, obedience, business, and becoming without the fluff and without the pressure to be perfect. Okay? Now, if you're building a life, a legacy, or a business that requires more than motivation, you're in the right place. So whatever and wherever you're listening from, settle in, sis. Stay open, and let's get into today's episode. Shall we? Okay, good. Now, let's get into this, okay? Because this episode might step on some toes, and I say that with a lot of love. Y'all know I love you. But if somebody doesn't say it, you're not going to get it, okay? If you've ever said, I just need a little more time, I'll start when I'm ready, I just need to get myself together first, this conversation's for you. Nobody else. If you said any of those three things, this conversation is for you, okay? Now, before we go any further, let me say this clearly. This is nothing wrong. There is nothing wrong with you. You're not lazy, and you're not behind either. But we do need to talk about the lie that you've been taught and that you keep telling yourself. Okay, we got it. Welcome back to the podcast. This is a space for real conversations, not cute quotes, not surface level motivation. We talk faith, we talk purpose, we talk responsibility. So get comfortable. This one might require you to sit with yourself for a little bit. Because we got to get serious. It's 2026. No more room for playing. So, first we're going to talk about how the ready lie was even formed. Let's start right here. Because this lie didn't come out of nowhere. Most of us were raised to believe that being ready looked like being confident, being financially secure, having the plan mapped out, knowing all the steps, not feeling afraid. But nobody ever told us that confidence comes after experience, not before. Not before. Think about it. When have you ever felt ready for something new? Even in your first walks, first child, first business, first leadership role, first time trusting again after a heartbreak, you didn't feel ready. You adjusted because you had to. Because you had to. Readiness isn't real. It's comfort dressed up as wisdom. Now, what were we really saying? When we say I'm not ready, what are you actually saying? Now, let's be honest, because this is where the growth has to happen, right? When people say, I'm not ready, what they're really saying is, I don't want to fail publicly. I don't want to disappoint myself. I don't want to confirm my own fears. I don't want to try to still fall short. I don't want to fall short. That's what a lot of us are thinking. That's why we're not moving. And that fear, it's a real fear. But fear is not a stop sign. It's an indicator. Think about that. Who told you that you were supposed to stop because you're scared? Fear usually shows up before expansion does. I've watched people sit on ideas for years, and I'm one of those people. It wasn't because they weren't capable, but because they didn't want to feel exposed. That was a moment for me. I've had friends to do it, family to do it. And here's the part nobody likes to talk about out loud. Waiting does not protect you from disappointment. All it's doing is delaying your process. How long you could have gotten to where it is that you really and truly wanted to go. So let me share something personal with y'all. Is that cool? I know it's cool, because if it wasn't, you wouldn't be here, right? There was literally seasons where I told myself I was not ready. But the truth was, I was scared of outgrowing the version of me that people were already comfortable with. I didn't want people to have to get acclimated with a new version of me. And because growth required separation from people, from old patterns, from excuses, understand that when you move, before you actually feel ready, you lose the ability to blame the circumstances. You can't, right? You have to own the outcome. That's uncomfortable. But while it's uncomfortable, it's still maturity. And a lot of people can't do that. They're afraid to do that. Faith perspective, God never calls the ready. Now let's bring faith into it, okay? Because I said he never calls the ready. If you read scripture carefully, God never chooses people who are ready. He literally chooses people who are available. Let me give you an example. Moses doubted himself. Gideon questioned the call. Esther was terrified. David was overlooked. None of them felt ready. But obedience is what activated the provision. Obedience. God doesn't reveal the full plan to people who refuse to move. He's not going to do that. Direction comes after you take the step. He's not going to give you the direction if you're not willing to take the step. What is the real cost of waiting? Let's talk about the cost, because waiting is neutral, right? Waiting is neutral. Waiting costs confidence. Waiting costs momentum. Waiting costs clarity. Waiting costs obedience. Every time you delay something you were called to do, your self-doubt is going to get louder, because now you feel you're not capable of actually doing that. And eventually you stop trusting your discernment. What are you supposed to do instead? I know you're asking, well, Coach T, what do I do instead? So if readiness is a lie, what's the truth? The truth is, you don't need readiness. You never did. You need willingness. You are willing. Are you willing to learn? Are you willing to adjust? Are you willing to ask for help? Are you really and truly willing to get uncomfortable? Now, moments and movement create momentum. Momentum creates the clarity. Listen, I want you to sit with the question after this episode ends. Do me a favor, okay? What have I been calling not ready? That's really just fear. And what would change if I moved anyway? Even in that fear, the ball is already in your court. Not when you feel confident, not when you feel prepared, right now. I want you to understand that everything that you desire is on the other end of the fear that you have not let go of. You don't have to know every single step, but start the business. Make the connections. Step out on faith. Apply for the job. Because if you don't do it, who else will? And you have to understand that the same way God gave you the gift, if he doesn't feel like you are taking full advantage of what he's called you to and what he's blessed you with, he'll make the decision to move. Is that what you really desire? I didn't think so. So understand that everything that you desire in life is on the other end of fear, regardless of if you wanted to or not. I had to learn it the hard way. What is it that you desire of God? What is it that you want him to do for you? Why is it that you want him to do it for you? Do you know what happens in life? And this is the most important question. If he does it, when he does it, because God shall supply all of our needs according to his riches and glory. So if what you desire of God is according to his riches and glory and the assignment that he has on your life, he's not going to be the author of confusion. He's going to see to it that it happens. Do you know what you are able to do, and can you handle what that next version of you look like? And can you handle everything that you're actually praying for and that you're seeking for and that you're scared to go get? So say it with me. This next season, I will not be afraid of the things that I know that I was called to. I'm going to start the business. I'm going to gain the friendships. I'm going to make the connections. I'm going to step out on faith. I'm going to apply for the promotion. I'm going to apply for the job because this is what I want. This is what I desire. And this is what I know God desires for me. What are you going to do in this next episode, in this next season? I'm so excited for you in advance, right? Now, I've already told you, and I told you I was going to make you feel a little bit uncomfortable because you were probably somebody that was like, man, why is she all in my business? Why is she all in my space? It wasn't me. It was all God. Now, if you enjoyed this episode, make sure that you like, comment, and share. Subscribe if you haven't already. I want you to stay connected to the family. Thank you for watching the Prayer, Profit, and Purpose podcast. I am your host, Talisha Shanice, also known as Coach T. I hope to see you on the next episode. And please make sure you tune in on Saturday for our Small Business Saturday, where we're uplifting, promoting, and having a conversation with entrepreneurs and small business owners that are doing what they need to do in the kingdom to grow a better community and grow a better us. Until next time, I'll see y'all on the other side. Bye.